Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my precious pack, and welcome back once more to VEGA Conflict. If anyone is wondering why the videos are taking so long to roll out, it's mainly because I'm just bored with the game, so I'm taking a short break to play other games that I actually enjoy and that aren't a tedious grind to do any little thing that you want to. They're the good games that I enjoy, the games that when you think of the word time, it doesn't instantly correlate to a job, it correlates to fun. Now, let's go through the downtime patch notes, because I'm dead tired and I don't feel like talking about anything else. I'm going to go through the patch notes, share my thoughts, and get the first video out for the channel in over a week. So, what do we got? Well, downtime has already occurred. Alright, let's take a look at the events. Alliance War, pick up the Marauder. Yeah, don't really care about that. Collusion, acquire the Pharmacon Inhibitor Battleship. Battle Cruiser, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be moving as bloody fast as a cutter does by default anyway, so it's just Tick Cannon, Blight Screen to bolster your fleet's firepower. Okay, they got that a little bit messed up, and my tired mind is just bouncing all over that. Tick Cannon and Blight Screen to bolster your fleet's firepower. Okay, now I would word that differently. I would put the Blight Screen before the Tick Cannon. I would put the Tick Cannon where the Blight Screen is. So it would read Battle Cruiser, the Blight Screen, and the Tick Cannon to bolster your fleet's firepower, because a screen boosting your firepower just seems poorly worded. Umbre event, don't miss chance to earn missing tech from your supply. Okay. Mobilization, master explosives with Battleship Fleet Commander Igneous Keef. And inhibitor battlecruiser upgrade materials found in this mobilization. Okay, so our next fleet commander is coming in for battleships with explosives. Okay. New features. Nullify your enemies with the Pharmacon Inhibitor Battlecruiser. Okay, well I'm going to cut this down right off the bat. If it has anything to do with actually negating or reducing the effectiveness of other combat vessels, irrelevant. Just because it phases or has an advantage, it doesn't need to reduce them by any stretch of the mind. Because it's already going to be overpowered because it's Pharmacon. Kixeye has failed to balance Pharmacon thus far, and each time they introduce no Pharmacon ship, it's most likely going to be overpowered. Tech. Manufacture mayhem with the Tick Cannon. Okay. Tech. Use Spectral Node Armor 4 for elemental resistance. Okay. Tech. Dodge destruction with the Blight Screen. You're not dodging anything. They're punching you in the face. You're just tanking it because you're a brokenly overpowered ship with 65% resistance to the damage type they're hitting you with no negative impact towards any other resistance. Tech. Peer into the void using celestial optics. Peer into the void. That just seems so poorly worded. I don't even know how though, because I'm just too tired. Peer into the void using celestial optics. Okay, let's start from the beginning. First off, you're not peering into anything. It's a new optics for your freaking energy weapons. It's just going to boost the range. And unless it's for Deltarians and it's giving them the ability to actively fire upon Pharmacon that are phasing, or void ships or something that are phasing, it just seems wrong. New ship. Yeah, Look at that. I'm so tired that I'm falling asleep even more just from reading this. This is how boring it is. I'm not even playing the game. Skip this ship. because I have no interest in talking about it. Fine-tune your strategy with, okay, no missile, and the fleet commander. Okay, content changes, what do they got? Build time reductions, I have something to say about that, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. Pharmacon screens. In an effort for increased transparency, I would like to maintain a stat blah 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 blah. All Pharmacon screens have been using a minus 50% blight damage modifier. Oh. That's just disgusting. Well, I'm going to skip over that because I don't want to talk about that, because I can guarantee you right now I have no filter, and a lot more filth will spew forth from me than anything I want to share on the channel. Fleet retagging. We've seen feedback on having to retag event fleets. Yes. Every now and then a fleet would be changed even though it's the exact same fleet, and you'd have to retag it in between events. That is something that I actually would like to see have happened. Dreadnought fragments, stuff they talked about before, and the 10% event target damage minimum. After the April release, 10% damage. Okay, so it's been pushed. And what do we got down here? Bug fixes. 100, 110, 120 target. Yeah, that's no surprise. Issue, yeah. Full display on mobile. Hammer. Or item count may be displayed incorrectly. Alright, well, the rest of it is fairly straightforward, so let's go back. And let's go ahead and let's take a look at the build time reductions. And right off the bat, I'm going to call out Dade because, from what I understand, he was the one who made this post. And I'm going to rip this first sentence because it's, as I said in the Discord, it seems incorrect to me. And I'll explain why. We're happy to announce build time reductions for Xeno and Axis weapons and components. Okay, first off, drop Xeno and Axis and just leave it at, we're happy to announce build time reductions for weapons and components of tier 6 and above. Because it includes stuff that you can't use on certain chips of the Axis and Xeno division. As you can see, it is the Xeno division and stuff like that, but down towards the bottom, the one that got me really annoyed. The Nightingale drone is not Axis, it is not Xeno division, it is Pharmacon. Even though it was stolen from the Xeno division and Axis, it is not compatible with the Xeno division or Axis, and the Xeno division still doesn't have a carrier, so that's one of the reasons. That's a good change that the fitting time was reduced. But how they worded the initial thing, that's what annoyed me and got my attention to be drawn to it. Second, down here there is actually a bunch of Altarian stuff. All of the Altarian stuff has been changed, so now it takes a lot less time to fit, which is good because this change has been necessary to more or less help put them in line with the build times of the Umbra and the Pharmacon. So this is one step towards the right direction for them. And again, that's another entire set of items that does not correlate at all to the Axis or the Xeno division. So again, drop that because it's correct with just dropping it and just leaving it for weapons and components and then adding 4 and above tier 6.5 or tier 6 and above. But other than that, all of the changes I've seen thus far in the time reduction for the amount of time it takes to fit them, it's an extremely good change because it's been needed. Why has it been needed? Because everything has been taking so long to fit. Even now, I'm still going to say that the stuff is taking too long to fit because I've been playing over the past week where I've been in all types of games lately. But I've been going back to my older games where there is no, hey, you have to wait 30 days to build a single ship. That's unrealistic. Well, give us about $150, you can have the ship early. Well, now you're asking for too much, and I'll probably wind up breaking your face. Because I'm not going to give you money for pixels, especially not $150. Okay, I'm getting off point and my freaking mind is wandering. Let's just get on to the main thought. The changes are extremely good for everyone involved. These changes were necessary to the game, and they're allowing lower levels to advance a little bit more easily, because the time constraint is shortened. However, the time constraint is still extremely long, and in my eyes, it still needs to be shortened to a vastly reduced compared to what they have now. And this especially includes repair times of ships. We still have fleets that take over 24 hours to repair when you lose them, and they can be destroyed at the snap of a finger, the drop of a dime. They're just extremely fragile, even if they're Mark 6. And it's not the commander's fault. There's just certain ships certain fleets that are just too overpowered for them to be able to fight. And the amount of repair time correlates very strongly to entertainment value in my case. So, Kixeye, consider looking into repair times. I've brought this up before, and I've made a few suggestions, and I'm going to suggest the same thing I do quite often. Alter repair times so that they're the same as how an outpost works, so that all additional modules, well, in this case components, things like that that are fitted to a ship don't add to its total repair time. It's just a base repair time. You'll see a massive cut in their repair time, so people will be playing more often because they can play more often, not, oh hey, they have to wait 24 hours. And if you tell them, oh hey, just pay for that, they just lost it in less than 30 seconds. They're going to pay $5 to have it back. They're going to lose it again in less than 30 seconds. They literally got absolutely nowhere off that recommendation. That was a waste of $5. So consider doing changes like this to start working towards a future to the game, because just like everyone else in the game, I do know it's dying, and it's been dead for quite a while. And what's left of the game is whatever we have that Vega can be classified as. I'm not going to try and classify it right now because, again, tired mind, I can guarantee filth will be spewed forth all over the game in a very disgusting fashion. But I'll talk more about it later. I wanted to make this video because I haven't released anything, and I was going through the comment section replying to people and stuff like that. The channel does matter to me. I want to make something out of it. I want to enjoy my time on the channel, but I don't want to invest too heavily in a game that isn't going anywhere. And that's why I just kind of took a step back. I started playing other games that I've paid for that are they're not time consuming. The time I put into them, it's fun. I have a smile on my face, I'm having a good time. When I play Vega, it's more like a job. And there's very few jobs that people do that are actually enjoyable to them. And with that said, it's time to end the video here because it's time for me to get some sleep. If you guys have anything else to add to what I've said, if you have any recommendations, suggestions for Kixeye's development team, if you want to help me push for the repair time change to be able to get a little bit more time into the game each day for everyone involved, most definitely do that on the Discord, in the forums, places like that. Just try and get their attention, but don't be a complete and total turd about it. A little turd, big turd, irrelevant. Try and push it in a way that is constructive, creative, easy to see and understand, but also easy for them to act upon. And right now, the biggest problem I see with the game is them pushing out new content while the older content or content that still needs balancing and tweaks it's drowning. Again, they changed the daemon, and I haven't seen how it behaves now, but I still think that it's most likely an overpowered state. That's just my state of mind. I'll have to test it later today to find out. But be safe out there in the void, everybody. And as always, I'll see you later.